Hello, BookTube. I have a little bit of mail for you today on a crisp, clear day here in Boston. A day that could use a shot in the arm when it comes to books, because I've read two books today, and both of them have been, I don't even want to say big piles of dog crap, because I find big piles of dog crap very interesting. These were just bad. Really, really bad. I can hope for better. Tonight, of course, the temptation here at the end of the year is to just junk the reading of new releases and just read something older tonight. That I might do that just to recover my equilibrium. I might read. In fact, I'm edging towards reading and really bearing down on that Benjamin Jowett translation of Aristotle's Politics that I found at the Brattle the other day. That, and just soaking in the world, the critical world that Jowett is doing, where he's sectioning off every part of the work, and he's including copious notes, and there'll be a long introduction and whatnot. I might just do that, although the idea of turning to Aristotle for a relief from bad writing is kind of weird. But maybe one of these things will do it. I doubt it, because we've got 3 packages here, and I think all of these will be 2024 releases, which are not on the cards. I'm not reading 2024 books. So I doubt it. I doubt that any of these will be, but they might be of interest to you. They'll certainly be of interest to me. So let's see. This first one is heavy and floppy. It's big and heavy and floppy. I'm guessing that is an unbound galley, rather than even a review copy. That it's just This is just a bound galley. Okay. Oh, great, fantastic. All right. This is one of the stages that you can send a book out in if you want to. If you're a publisher and you, is that the baby back there? Yes, that is the baby back there. Hi, baby. How is the baby? She was perfectly comfortable on the couch, on the fainting couch, and I said, I'm going to go into the little book room and film videos, and she said, take me with you. I said to her, you're perfectly comfortable. Why would you want to come with me? Who are all those people, baby? I said, you're perfectly comfortable where you are, and she said, no, take me with you. But if you're a publicist for a book and you want to get it out to a reviewer, especially if you're on friendly terms with the reviewer, so that the answer is definitely yes, there are a number of ways that you can do that. You can send the ebook, of course, if there is one that's in any kind of shape to be sent, or you can take the pages of the manuscript of the galley that's going through the press as it is now, and bring them to the nearest copy shop and get them bound. Just a cheap plastic binding. The next step up from that is the advanced review copy, the ARC, that is basically the finished book, only without the hardcovers, or a lot of the ancillary material. The indexes often won't be there, maps usually won't be there, and whatnot. And then there's I'm being kicked. And then there's the finished copy. Baby, why are you kicking me? Baby girl, why are you kicking me? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Are you in a combative mood, as always? Where was I? That's the problem. She said, take me with you. I wanted to say, I'd rather not. You're just going to be interrupting. Baby, why are you digging? Oh, goodness. What are you doing? All right, well, this is a video about freedom then, and not about books. But in this case, this is just an Unbound Galley. This is by David Zori, and it is a book for Vin at Revenant Reads. This is Age of Wolf and Wind, Voyages Through the Viking World. Of course, your copy in the bookstore is not going to look like this. This is just, somebody just went to the copy shop, printed off pages, and bound it. I don't know, this might be too early even for a description of what this is. There won't be any publicity material in here. Yeah, there's nothing at all. So the chapters are the introduction, then raiding, conquering, and settling down in Britain, then from subsistence economy to political order, then from paganism to Christianization, then political centralization in Denmark, then into marginal North Atlantic environments, and finally stories of Vinland, the end of the Viking horizon. So I don't have any kind of press material, so let's just read a beginning of how this begins. Maybe we read some of the maps are already in here. Interesting. Let's read just the opening of the introduction of Age and of Wolf and Wind. Let's see here. A note on spelling and punctuation. All right. How does this begin? The story of the Vikings is one of voyages. In the Viking Age, Scandinavian voyagers from today's Denmark, Norway, and Sweden encountered new people and novel landscapes with an unprecedented intensity. The movement of people brought transfers of ideas, sharing of technologies, trade and material goods, intermarriage, and warfare. The Viking Age, which went from approximately 790 to approximately 1100, is primarily represented in popular culture as a violent age, and it was. It was also much more. Vikings were farmers, raiders, traders, and settlers. Most Viking Age Scandinavians probably would not have thought of themselves as Vikings. The word Viking did not exist at the time, but it referred strictly to a seaborne raider, essentially a pirate. It was an occupation, and it could be seasonal work, a multi-year engagement, and at times a lifetime commitment. In fact, Scandinavian Viking raiding parties could and did incorporate people from other linguistic, ethnic, and cultural groups. Nonetheless, for convenience and because of broadly understood conventions, scholars often use the term Vikings to refer broadly to Viking Age Scandinavians. Okay, so we start off not in the most gripping way imaginable, but with a clarification of terms. Nice, big, hefty thing that is coming out, I don't even know when. I don't think this has any kind of a sheet in it. No, it does not. But there are lots of illustrations that are even here, this thing is illustrated all throughout. It doesn't have a central core of illustrations. There are illustrations everywhere. And it looks like it's a broad sociological study of the Viking phenomenon, rather than just, bloodshed at Lindisfarne and whatnot. All right, great. So we start out with Vikings. Can't do much better than that. Let's move on to this next one and see what we have here. Oh my, oh goodness. Okay, this is another paperback from Basic Books. We saw their paperback release of Vietnam. And this is another one of the same thing. This is a paperback release. Let's see. This is Roderick Beaton's book, The Greeks, A Global History. In another beautiful, hand-sized, nice Basic Books paperback release. That is wonderful. Again, no information on this, but I'm assuming that this is soon. I'm assuming this is soon. Maybe January, maybe January 9th. That seems to be the bullseye date for new releases. But this was really good. This was very enjoyable. And it has blurbs from everybody. New Criterion, Foreign Affairs, the Wall Street Journal, Times Literary Supplement, the New York Review of Books, New York Journal of Books, Peter Frankopan, the author of Silk Roads. Bruce Clark has a nice long review here. He is the author of History of Athens. And is also... we did a wonderful chat on this channel, Bruce Clark and I did, about his book and about Greek history just in general. One of my favorite author interviews on this channel. Wow. And Sarah Rudin, the translator Sarah Rudin, fantastic. Okay, so this is Paul Cartledge, Anthony Caldelas. This has blurbs from everybody and is now out in a handy trade paperback for $23. So that's great. That's fantastic. And 2 works of history back to back. That's not bad. Then we'll do this last one, and we'll be done. This is a great big thing, whatever it is. Let's get that out of the way. Oh boy, that was fast. Fantastic. Okay. This is some elaborate... Ooh, gross. This is just an invoice of some kind. All right, this is not a new book. This is huge, but it's not a new book. I am going to reread it. It definitely counts. In fact, it'll go on the hopper for this weekend because it's not a new release. It's just pertinent to an upcoming release. This is Jay Kristoff. This is his book, Empire of the Vampire. Big fantasy novel from a couple of years ago. Let's see if this gives the date. 2021. And this is the story of what happens to the world if the star goes out. Among other things, it will empower your vampire population. They will suddenly become the rulers of the world. Well, let's see. Let's read. Let's see here. It has been 27 long years since the last sunrise. For nearly 3 decades, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their eternal empire even as they tear down our own. Now, only a few tiny sparks of light endure in the sea of darkness. Gabriel de Leon is a silver saint, a member of a holy brotherhood dedicated to defending the realm and church from the creatures of the night. But even the Silver Order could not stem the tide once daylight failed us, and now only Gabriel remains. Imprisoned by the very monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story. A story of legendary battles and forbidden love, of faith lost and friendships won, of the wars of the Blood and the Forever King, and the quest for humanity's last remaining hope, the Holy Grail. And this has illustrations. This hardcover was actually very nicely done. See, it's got illustrations all throughout. You don't get illustrated fantasy novels with anywhere near the regularity that you should. There are illustrations all throughout here by, look at that, see? Very elegant things. By, who's the illustrator? Bond Orthwick. And the reason I'm getting this is because the sequel is finally due. The sequel is coming out next year. Empire of the Damned is the name of the sequel. And so I've had a request in for the sequel for quite some time, and belatedly, sort of shamefacedly thought, yeah, I should probably request The Empire of the Vampire as well, since I'm going to want to reread it. I really enjoyed it, but I'm going to want to reread it so that I'm up on my Silver Saints before the new book comes out. So, great, that's fantastic. So I can kick Aristotle to the curb and just start on this tonight. Fantastic. Okay, so what a weird mix we have here. We have one book that's so far in the future that it doesn't even have an ARC. We have another that's a reprint, a new reprint. The reprint hasn't existed before, but the book is not new. And then an older book that was sent out very kindly from the warehouse. So we have Age of Wolf and Wind, a new book about Vikings. This will be one of, I think, 3 mainstream new releases that I know of about Vikings in 2024. So not a crowded field. This could easily be the best Viking book of the year. Then we have Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, a hit with fans, so it's getting a sequel, and the sequel is huge. This thing, I don't think it's quite as long as this one. No, it's even longer. This is 720 pages, and the new one is 800 and something pages. So, Empire of the Vampire, and then The Greeks by Roderick Beaton, which might be worth a reread. Right? No, I don't know about right away. The Empire of the Vampire will probably take all my time tonight. I'm just in the mood for it. But if Basic Books is going to send me paperbacks of things like Vietnam or the Greeks, I'm not only going to reread them, I'm going to write about them. I don't think I wrote about the Greeks. And why not? Paperbacks have such an uphill road to hoe when it comes to reviews. They really do. Book section editors are not going to apportion space for a book that's a year old or 2 years old. They're not going to do it. They should, because the fact that this is $22 instead of $52 means more people are going to buy it. So they should. There are a lot of book readers out there that I know of who will go regularly to retail bookstores, but they don't even look at the hardcovers. Why would you look at something when one book is going to cost you $40? Why would you do that? So they don't. They look at the paperback tables. And fortunately, well, I am a book section editor, and I feel that horrible attrition that you have to apply to the new books that are coming out. But I'm also an editor in an online literary journal where I can review anything I want and at any length that I want. I don't need to worry about it at all. So I'm glad that somebody at Basic Books seems to be putting me on a list for these finished paperbacks. That's terrific. So that's our mail. That's our mail for today. No troubles at all. So I'll wrap this up, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.